number 1 there, Graham Cannell. He's the man who leads the series. Number 3, Neil Mackenzie from Scotland. Steve Parrish is out there, Barry. Any thoughts on Steve?
Well, no, if anybody's going to jump the start, I should think it'd be Steve. But all these guys, the French guys and that, are the top Grand Prix blokes. And I think you'll find that it's going to be about 3 full starts, I would imagine.
Yeah, Jack Ball came from the 3rd row to the 1st. Away they go, and he looks reasonably good.
Eat my words.
Well, it's Ken Irons, number 3, on the right of the picture, and next to him, number 2, Neil Mackenzie. So it's 2 of the regular Pro-Am boys out in front. That's 3, Ken Irons, number 2, Neil Mackenzie on the inside. And boy, Redgate really does look slippy. As you can see, the bike's twitching there. Oh, my goodness gracious me. Those 350 RDLC Yamahas getting very skirlish as they go round Redgate for the very first time, down the hill, through Craner curves,
and into the old hairpin. The old hairpin in the dam, which is the corner they're coming into now, is really very, very slippery. So let's hope for the best.
Well, we just pause to see whether everybody goes through. There's number 4, that's Paul Tinker. He's lying 4th in the Pro-Am series at the moment. But out in front, it's number 2, Neil Mackenzie. Behind him, Graham Cannell, the Manx boy who leads the regular Pro-Am series, and I'll repeat that this is the round of the Pro-Am.
That's Carter in front.
Alan Carter, I'm sorry, it's Alan Carter come through to take the lead. Well, I suppose being in front is the place to be. Alan Carter then from Graham Cannell. Then we have Terry Rapico. Well, Terry Rapico made his reputation in France on these machines before he moved on to bigger and better things on the Grand Prix scene, and Graham Cannell is not over impressed with the reputation of Alan Carter, elbow to elbow, actually touching as they go down there. Now, who's going to give way? And Rapico goes through the inside of both of them. Will he make the corner?
Fantastic, incredible.
Well, Rapico, and a big twitch there. But Terry Rapico, the Frenchman.
He's a brave lad, Rapico.
Out in front, Terry Rapico then, the man who leads. They're now on the 2nd lap of this 8-lap race. Number 18, Terry Rapico, then Alan Carter, then Graham Cannell, and that's Neil Mackenzie just sliding through inside of Graham Cannell, and they are, a real big twitch there. Well, nobody needs to tell viewers that Redgate Corner is slippy.
I've seen a couple of these Yamaha Pro Cup races in France, and we think they're bad over here. They're even more competitive in France than they are over here. So Rapico seems like the favourite at the moment.
Terry Rapico conquering his way down through the old hairpin then, but he still leads the race. Terry Rapico, a man who has done very well in the Grand Prix, his debut Grand Prix season, number 2 and number 1. That's Neil Mackenzie and Graham Cannell. Steve Parrish.
Steve Parrish, he's up really high, isn't he?
Quick glimpse there at the back of number 22. That's Mario Rademeyer. He's flown all the way from South Africa to take part in this competition. Well, Alan Carter is really not giving up the fight. We've seen 2 top Grand Prix men here who've certainly impressed a lot of people over the past season. Rapico, of course, one of the men who was up leading the French Grand Prix. And no problems at all by Rapico. The thing twitches. It looks almost like it's a hinge in the middle as he goes this chicane. 2 laps completed then. Starting lap 3. Still Terry Rapico in the lead. Alan Carter, then Ken Irons. Well, Rapico is setting a very ferocious pace, and as you can see, people still taking their time around Redgate, and who can blame them as the goes down. And the rear wheel just comes straight off the ground there. Well, Rapico is... Oh, my goodness gracious me.
Well, it's entertaining, to say the least.
Well, I think Alan Carter's going to have to make a decision whether he wants to try and go past him and get away, or stay far enough behind that he's got a choice of path.
Yeah, avoid the bits and pieces, obviously.
So the Frenchman, Rapico, twitching and sliding his way around Donington, out in front in this World Cup Pro-Am race. And Neil Mackenzie is now sliding through inside.
Oh, it had to happen.
Well, It had to go. It had to go down.
I would imagine he lost the front end of it. That's a very difficult corner because it's a little bit off camber, and when you go in there, the road just drops away and you lose the front end, usually, so we'll have to see.
Well, here we go, a chance to see
Front
Mr.
end,
Repico.
yes.
Yeah, front end going down, as you say, Barry, but sliding safely off the track, perfectly okay. So Terry Repico ends his interest in this particular World Cup race, and the leaders then on the 4th lap. And that's Neil Mackenzie and Alan Carter. Behind them, number 1, Graham Cannell. So we have 3 British boys now. And somebody else down there. That looks like Paul Tinker. Paul Tinker's bike. So Paul Tinker has decided he doesn't want to play anymore. But we've seen pretty convincing proof that the Donington Park circuit is slippery, particularly on these bikes, but Barry, it could be as slippery as this at the World Cup, couldn't it?
Yes, it could, and in the world of sport, there's a lot of problems because you're riding a bike that's sort of 130, 140 horsepower. So it should be a little bit slippery, to say the least. And
news from the pits that Jacques Paul, one of the French Grand Prix men in action, the man who won the British Grand Prix, in fact, Silverstone back in August, has pulled out of the race.
Perhaps he lost his ball. Sorry about that.
Just amazing, yes. So, Neil Mackenzie, Alan Carter, nose to tail. Underneath the Dunlop Bridge, into the chicane, and then it will be the halfway stage. Alan Carter again finds himself in the situation of following somebody around this wet and slippery Donington Park racetrack. Oh, there's Stavros. Steve Parrish and Christian Saran, I think that was ahead of him. So the Grand Prix men enjoying themselves. A big twitch there, as you can see, from Alan Carter's bike as he goes into the red gate, heels on.
Actually, he's going very well, Steve Parrish. It's the first time he's ever ridden one of these things. And Christian Saron and Repico were brought up on them.
Well, Christian Saron being relegated a place, and in fact, it's Steve Parrish in 7th spot. In fact, 8th place, because he's just gone ahead of Christian Saron. And Alan Carter, as I speak, goes through to take the lead from Neil Mackenzie, but this young Scottish boy, and Alan Carter gesticulating with his hands.
The difficult thing about Donington circuit is it's a very porous surface and it holds the water, so it looks very dry, but it can be completely wet, and then all of a sudden you see a white patch come up, and that means the circuit's dry. It's a very difficult circuit to judge.
Well, we've seen both Terry Repico and Paul Tinker discover for themselves the damp patches.
I don't know what these two are doing.
Well, I think they're trying to pull away maybe from the people behind, and the definitely having a little chat down there. Are they going to come in for a cup of tea and a sandwich, we ask? No, they're not. Oh, and Neil Mackenzie just overdoes it a tad, as we say. Goes back into 2nd place. Alan Carter out in front. Number 1, Graham Cannell, is in 3rd place. And that's Graham Cannell in 3rd position, and we think that Martin Wimmer, the West German, a real twitch there from Graham Cannell. He looks over his shoulder. There you can see a glimpse of Martin Wimmer, the German rider. It's Martin Wimmer in 4th place there now. Well, Martin was a brave man who went out practicing in the rain on his RD. There's Martin Wimmer, number 17.
Martin also used to race these bikes in West Germany, and he won the championship, so he should know a lot about them.
Well, Martin was, as you said, was looking forward to having a go in this particular competition. He practiced in the rain until the front wheel locked up sideways coming into the chicane, and he says, I think perhaps we've had enough of the practice.
He's reeling them in now, though.
He is indeed. Martin Wimmer closing the gap on Alan Carter, the race leader, number 12. Behind him is number 2, Neil Mackenzie. 3rd at the moment is Graham Cannell. And 4th, closing the gap, is the West German Martin Wimmer, man who has won races at the British Grand Prix. He won last year. So it could build up for a four-way dice. They're coming round to complete 6 laps. 2 more laps to go then. Neil Mackenzie in second place. Alan Carter looks over his shoulder. Neil Mackenzie gets his chin down on his tank, and Martin Wimmer continues to reel in the 3 men in front of him.
It's interesting to watch Martin Wimmer because he puts his right leg on the seat going along the straight to stop the wind drag. You watch next time he goes along the straight, if we can pick him up, you'll see him with his foot on the seat.
Martin Wimmer there in 4th place in our picture number 17. One of the very, very talented group of Grand Prix stars taking part in this competition. We saw one of them, Terry Repico, land on his ear, quite safely, I'm glad to say, a little earlier in the race. And Martin Wimmer now in 4th place, beginning to make his charge. So, Alan Carter. Then they're closing now. You can see Martin Wimmer. Alan Carter, number 12, about to come under a lot of pressure. We'll be coming round to start the last lap in just a few seconds' time. You can see Alan Carter's wrist there snapping on the throttle.
Yeah, now you can see Martin Wimmer's foot on the seat, number 17. Now he's just put it back on the footrest.
And Martin Wimmer outbreaks Pro Am leader Graham Cannell. He holds on to 3rd place. Where will he have a go for 2nd spot? Because Martin Wimmer wants to win this one. Martin Wimmer now in 3rd place. You can see his foot there on the seat. Very said now back onto the footrest. Changes down, the knee goes out. And Alan Carter loses 1st place because Neil Mackenzie goes through on the inside. It's Martin Wimmer in 3rd place.
Whoa.
And Graham Cannell gets on a real twitch as he tries to out-accelerate Martin Wimmer on the apex of Redgate. Neil Mackenzie, Alan Carter, Martin Wimmer and Graham Cannell. And it looks as though Martin Wimmer isn't going to be able to get near these 2 men. The question is, which one of these 2 is going to win? Or is Martin going to reel them in the last half lap? Mackenzie, Carter, Wimmer and Cannell. Alan Carter.
Should be interesting into the chicane on the last lap.
Here we come then. It's now or never. Carter is in 2nd place. Martin Wimmer
Wimmer goes.
Out.
Yes, whoa.
It's Mackenzie still in front. Then it's Wimmer. Then it's Carter.
Oh,
then it's Cannell, and Martin Wimmer made
straight on.
Straight on at the chicane. And it's checkered flag time.